ship where legends wear number 9. You can travel right round the world, even meet the Pope in Rome, but nothing beats the feeling of when you come back here to home. No matter how life changes, we'll never be far apart. The Northeast always home, and it's always in your heart. Take me home to the banks of the River Tyne. Take me home to the place that I call mine.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to It's All Black and White TV. And yes, it's the match reaction to Sheffield Wednesday 2, Newcastle United 1. FA Cup third round exit again to a League One team. You don't think lightning could strike twice, but it unfortunately does. And same referee as last season as well when we lost to Cambridge United. Not that we're going to blame the referee anyway for that, but just unfortunate. It happens to be the same ref. You know, we had chances in that first half to score. You can't blame Isak for not scoring because he's only just come back from a long injury and he's got to get minutes back in his legs. If I'm honest, I would rather have had Chris Wood on that first 45 minutes. At least the second 45 minutes might have been a bit better with Isak. Not really great all round, is it? Another bad exit from the FA Cup. You know, we had to bring the big guns on to try and rescue that game when we were 2 down. It looked on once Bruno got that goal, but, you know, I know their first goal was offside. Maybe Bruno was offside. Well, Bruno was offside for his, but there's no VAR in operation. So, but then if it was an operation, maybe if they didn't get that first goal, that might have spurred us on. But we just give them too much respect, really, Sheffield Wednesday. And we got what we deserved, and that's nothing at the end of the day. We just gone out the cup. It's disappointing. In fact, it's more than disappointing. There's a few players on that pitch night that really need to be sold and moved on because they're not good enough to be at the club. But I'm sure the guys here on the panel and guys I'm going to have coming on as well are all going to have their say. I'm sure it's going to be a lively show. If you want to come in live, you're more than welcome. The link's there in the chat, so just click on that and come on. Or if you don't want to come on, then just have your say in the chat as well. So what I'll do is, before we go on to anybody, I'll just go into some comments because we've got a few comments just coming as well. And Andrew says, "Hi Andrew, hope you're well." He says, "My guts are actually chilling after that seething, mate." Yeah, you're not the only one, mate, that's for sure. Our read lad says, "Ian, yeah, we're fine. Jump in if you want to, Ian. Click on the link, mate. It's there." Evening, Tony and all says, "Alan." Evening, Alan. Ian says, "What a load of shite that was." Can't disagree with that. I like coffee. Hi again, Tony Mason, PD, Chippers and all. Hi, I like coffee. And I like coffee to Bravka made some great saves, but he's not Nick Pope. No, absolutely not. Win this league 4 times better than Wood. Yeah, well, yeah, he proved it, didn't he? I mean, his second goal was superb, that second goal he scored. No taking away from. Looking forward to another Chippers rant as I like coffee. I'm sure there'll be one of them coming up. And Andrew says he nearly chucked his sausages up, Pete. So, I mean, yeah, like I say, that game. I mean, Chris Wood. Let's talk about him. Chris Wood. I mean, he had the goal at his mercy. All he had to do was place that. And was he thinking he was playing for the All Blacks and putting it over the bar? Because in rugby, he would have got some points for that. But unfortunately, not in football, you don't. You've got to hit the back of the net. So he must have forgot for a minute that he was playing football, and he must have thought he was playing for the All Blacks and playing rugby union. But, you know, I mean, what a poor chance to miss. And if that fell to an Isak or a Callum Wilson, that would have nestled in the back of the net. Or even one of the young strikers, Dylan Stevenson, say, for instance, that would have been in the back of the net. That wouldn't have gone over the bar. He needs to hang his head in shame after tonight's performance, and hopefully that's it. He won't be back in the team again. But we shall wait and see. So, okay, so I'll come to you first, Mason. Give me your thoughts on tonight's game, please.
Disappointing. Coming up against, I've said it on Pete's show before, against the Championship side who are in League One for obvious reasons. Through correct me if I'm wrong, it's Chansiri, the owner. Few problems going on in the background somehow. They're in League One because of the points deduction. For me, they look like the Premier League side we've been seeing all season. I mean, obviously, I just want to let people know there was two Geordies in the side, because number 4, despite being a Scouser, is also a Newcastle fan, Will Vokes. So we were playing against 2 Newcastle fans. It just shows you. They obviously they've got you upset, but they wanted to show obviously Newcastle how to play. And the show came out and showed it. I mean, full credit to them. They came out. I've got to obviously. I mean, Cameron Dawson, their keeper, kept them in the game. With some of the saves he made. I just got to feel sorry for him because Mark, their number 34, has got to go back to Cardiff next week. So that was his last game tonight for Sheffield Wednesday. And what a way to go out. I mean, playing against the Premier League side who's third in the table for your last game on your loan and going out and putting in a decent performance just shows you how dominated they played tonight. But it showed you that this is what Eddie Howe has to put out. Darren Moore put out a full strength side without Barry Bannon, without Lee Gregory, their 2 main threats, and they still dominated. They still went out and threatened with. It's just not good enough.
Yeah. I mean, Mason, how do you rate this guy in his first 45 minutes for a few months since he's last been in the side?
I think, to be honest, apart from that free kick he took, I think he was okay. Nothing. He did nothing wrong. I mean, I don't know if he's being rested for Tuesday against Leicester, but I would have given him an hour, because 45 minutes. Maybe is a little bit less, because I think I think I would have given him an hour just to build up that confidence for Tuesday. But overall, he played a really good first 45 minutes in about 4 months.
Yeah, he didn't have a bad game at all. I mean, he couldn't be blamed for not scoring, could he? I mean, yes, he had a couple of chances, but other than that, he's been out for a few months. He's going to be rusty, and it's going to take a while for him to get his match sharpness back as well. I'll get somebody in, and then I'll come back to you and Pete Sam. So let's get a guest in, and let's get Darren in. Hi, Darren. How are you?
Hello,
and
boys.
give us a breakdown of that tonight, mate. I mean, again, we're out against the League One side yet again.
Yeah, I'm disappointed again. It's wrong. And now you said Chris Wood hold his head in shame. So a question for you: if Chris Wood missed the first chance, would he said that now? Because Isak should score the first with the header. Do you know what I mean? So should he hang his head in shame? And Ali, he should score all day long, but you can't just say that about Chris Wood. He missed the sitter. Everybody knows everybody knows he missed the sitter. But you can't see him hang his head in shame after everything he's working hard for the tune. But didn't play well. Elliot Addison, he should hang his head in shame. He was dreadful tonight. Lewis was dreadful tonight. I don't just like people criticising Chris Wood for missing that sitter. Was a sitter. If that was his ass missed the sitter, would he said should he hang his head in shame? I just don't understand the point. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I know Chris Wood's done well for us. I mean, but
it is one of those. was Isak's missing that chance in the second half, so would you have said to Isak, hold his head in shame? Do you know what I mean? It's a bit too much, I think, that personally, to say that.
Yeah.
It's like, and yes, he should score. Walno should score. He get 100k to score that, but Isak should have scored the first half header. How do you miss that?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That one should have been in the back
So
of the net. Even Shearer said that at half time.
Do you know, like that's it is annoying. It's frustration. Like you can't play the strong team every game because our strength is not good. But this shows you we need 2, possibly 3 signings in January. So it tells you we need some more players like yourselves. I don't trust him at the centre half today. I don't trust him at the back.
No, I felt Botman had to carry him tonight at times because the cells just wasn't there. I mean, what did you make of Jamal Lewis? I mean,
sloppy passing like Elliot Anderson made. They both give away sloppy. They could have scored up in the first half. Do you know what I mean? Like it just tells you Elliot Anderson needs to go on loan. He's not ready for that. He's not. I'm not. He's got a lot to prove to me. Everybody sees the next Jody Maradona, but I haven't seen enough of him to be calling him that. He needs to go on loan and get a little bit more better.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in the either. I mean, maybe a championship loan would do him good because it's a higher league. Than no disrespect to League Two when Bristol Rovers were in there, but anybody who's half decent is going to look great in that league. But maybe he needs to test himself at championship level. And I know Eddie Howe's saying he's not going on loan, but I think it would be beneficial for him to go on loan this month to a championship side, to a top half of the championship as well. And then that'll build him up to see how good he is.
But he can only go on loan if he can get 2, 3 players in that position. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's it. Yeah, that's the problem. And I mean, Murphy should have had a chance as well, didn't he, in the first half?
Again, he missed the sitter. Should he hang his head in shame?
He should have
went around the goalkeeper, not lobbed it over the goalkeeper.
I mean, I know the likes of Manquillo and I haven't really played much. I thought Manquillo had a good game. I thought he'd done all right.
Yeah, he's done all right. But like I say, it's just frustrating we get beat against Sheffield when that's their big scalp. They're up for it. We were up for it, but just you've got to play the reserves some now and again. You cannot play the first team every game because they're gonna be knackered. They're gonna be burnt out or pick up injuries. Unfortunately, that's how it goes. Do you know what I mean? Every team does it. Like Nottingham Forest made 11 changes the night they got beat.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, it's just one of them. We haven't got the strength and depth. We're not like what Man City have got, where Man City can put a second team out and they can go out and play half as good as what the first team play. But it is disappointing.
I think I look at Twitter, people calling Chris Wood, like I said this between the show. I just can't see the point of calling Chris Wood. Yes, he missed, but it's a bit harsh. He should hang his head in shame, never play the tune again. And I'm not a fan of it. He works hard. He puts everything into it. But to say that, it's a bit harsh. You know what I mean? Like Isak, he misses a header. Again, if you got to say it about Chris Wood, you've got to say it about Isak in the first half. Do you know what I mean? He should score the header. It's an easy header to score. If that was Chris Wood, he would have scored the header. I
mean, yeah, we know Isak's been out for like 4 months since September, hasn't he? So he's been out quite well.
Match fit, Tony, he's fit enough to start. So I'm sorry, he should be scoring them. £63 million player should be scoring that.
I mean, his free kick was poor. I mean, I don't know what he was trying with that. I thought when he got behind that free kick, I thought, all right, okay, this is going to be on target at least, and say they're going to go in, or the keeper's going to make a save here, and we're going to get a corner off it. But we didn't get either. It went straight into the wall, and I was a bit confused by what he was trying to do, and I'm like, what was all that about? But I mean, the second shot he had, I mean, that was a good save from the goalkeeper. He put his head down, Isak, and hit it, and it was just one of them. The keeper got in the way of it. But it's one of them. It's gone now, and the way I look at it now, we've got a quarter final on Tuesday, so we just got to pick ourselves up and get going again on Tuesday, and then we got Fulham next Sunday in the Premier League. And
exactly. Move on to next game.
I mean, yes, we're out the FA Cup, but maybe in some ways when the dust settles, going out the FA Cup might not be a bad thing, because especially if we get through on Tuesday, we're in the semi-final. We've got 2 legs to play in that semi-final. If you get through, then a potential Wembley visit. So all in all, you look at that and think, well, actually, it may be for the best. I mean, Luke Edwards has tweeted tonight, and what he said, NUFC created so many chances they should have scored, but some of the defending has been woeful. Shows how frail the squad is when you don't play the first choice players. Howe had to empty the bench to try and avoid another early FA Cup exit. And he says, this is why it's also a big gamble not to strengthen this month. Howe wants to add, but he's been told FFP hinders that desire, and the club would rather keep the powder dry until the summer, but maybe this will change things. I mean, is he right what he's saying there, Luke Edwards? Or
again, it's not actually what he's saying. That's just speculation you're making up. The club that hasn't come from the club. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's. I think everything's speculation. The club are keeping things quiet and hands in. Do you know what I mean? The club's not leaking anything, so everything you're hearing, all your rumours and all that. Like players are coming in, all being linked with him and all that. Yes, £7. He had a bust up tonight. That's what I've heard. I don't know how true it is.
According to Eddie Howe, he's not well. He's ill. So
yeah, but 1 minute he said he's had a bust up with Eddie Howe. So you heard rumours like that already. That's what you're hearing. So is Eddie Howe using illness as an excuse? No one knows. Again, everything's speculation.
Well, that's it. Until the club come out and say something, we don't know. Because I mean, Eddie Howe probably just does that with the media saying about bringing FFP into it, probably because he wants to just put the media off the scent, and that's the right way to do it. Keep your cards close to your chest, and that's what Eddie Howe does, and that's the only way you can stop the media from beating the jungle drums as such. Because the Euro's asking Eddie Howe, well, how much money are you spending? Well, what manager's going to actually turn around to the media and say, oh, by the way, we can spend £300 million in this window? No manager gives a budget away, not at any club. So again, Eddie Howe's good at what he does and keeps his cards close to his chest every time when he gets asked that question over money.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, which many clubs tell us at press that's such and such to everything's quiet and kept confidential. So it's one of them things. Like I said, we didn't win the night, it hurts, but move on to the next game. It's a few players who you watch the other night needs to either go get rid of and go on loan. But you can't play your strong 11 every game when possible. You cannot.
Yeah. I mean, Trippier tried everything, didn't need to get crosses in the box, but they defended well and they were well set up. And it's exactly what the Sheffield fans said to me last night. They play with 3 at the back and they're very well organised.
Well, Eddie Anderson missed a sitter from 2 yards out, didn't he? From the corner. So should he hang his head in shame then? Do you know what I mean? He should have scored that all day long.
Yeah, I was hoping to see.
He should score that. I don't care what anybody says. He should score that.
Yeah, I was hoping to see a good game out of Elliot Anderson tonight, and I was very disappointed.
Yeah, and like you say, we didn't win a few. Yes, Chris Wood's going to get the backlash of a lot of things, and but people have got to look to watch the game because Elliot Anderson missed. He should have scored. Isak should have scored. And I'd defense, the first goal, the 2 midfield players got left standing. So he's got that schoolboy defending, going off the ball. 2 players going to ball and get left there standing. But it's one of them things.
Yeah. Moving on to Tuesday, I mean, how do you expect to play on Tuesday? Do you expect to win, or what do you expect the score to be?
Again, I think it's going to be a attacking game. I can't see Leicester maybe sitting back a little bit, but I hope it's an open game. long as Madison's out and Tillman, because they didn't look too good the day. They didn't look too threatening, but we need to play a strong team against Leicester and get a win. Wilson, got to be starting 100%, and put Isak on the bench and then bring him on, get him more match fit. And Amron. But look, you can tell your team what's going to be on Tuesday. It's going to be Danburn, Botman, Shaw, Trippier, Bruno, Joe Linton, Longstaff, Amaron, Wilson, and Wilson. I think. Willock. That'll be the team.
Willock. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And what do you think the score will be, Darren, on Tuesday?
I'll take a 1-0 now, but I'll 2-1, possibly 3-1, but I'll take a 1-0 just to get through.
Yeah, and if we get through, ideally, we want to see a Manchester derby in that semi-final, don't we? We want to try and avoid either of those clubs and get Wolves or Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, but again, it'll be a hard game, Tony. Like say, their players gonna be up for it as well. So we're not guaranteed to get through the semi-finals. That's a bit. We're not guaranteed to get through the semi-final because you've got 2 legs, and on a away performance, watch that tonight against Arsenal. Yes, we sat back and played well, but again, we're lack going forward sometimes, especially away from home. Yeah.
Oh, great, Darren. Thanks for coming on. I've got a few to come on as well. And, but yeah, thanks for coming on, mate. Cheers. Thank you, Darren. Thanks. Right, guys, I'll go into some comments. Paul says, tonight is first-hand proof we don't have the squad depth to compete in all competitions. How gave them a chance? They let everyone down and threw it in his face. Just imagine against a Premier League side. Yeah, Paul, we would have got absolutely trounced tonight if I'd been a Premier League team. Depending who it was, obviously, we were playing. 2 points even, says Andrew. Chris Wood has been missing sitters for consecutive games. What does even practice and training gain? We're not really sure what Chris Wood does in training. Paul says Chris Wood's been missing them since the first game. It's either straight to the keeper's hands or in Rose Ed. Guy's only good to take a pen. Can't even do his bread and butter, man. Pathetic. Yeah, see where you're coming from on that one. I mean, yeah, he hasn't been great, has he, Chris Wood, to be fair?
He's just a lot of the chances tonight.
He has, yeah, absolutely. Before I go into any more comments, I'm going to come to Sam. Give us your thoughts tonight, Sam.
Honest, I'm foaming. The reason that 2-2 Wolves have equalised at Liverpool. But it's again, it just like I said after the Leeds game, it shows that the squad isn't big enough, and some of these players just aren't good enough to play for Newcastle anymore. You know, you've got Lewis, Lascelles. I think Dubravka to an extent shouldn't have played tonight. I thought Elliot Anderson he didn't show anything really. I thought Marici did okay for playing as a right winger, considering he hasn't got any legs. Murphy was a disgrace. I thought Wood, when he came on, fucking useless. Isak, very positive 45 minutes. I know he had 2 chances and should have scored 1, but the reason I'm not going to be as critical towards Isak is I know he'll get better with games because he's been out for a long time, whereas Chris Wood's been missing chances on a weekly basis now for a while when he's had them. So I know Isak will get better. It's a case of Wood won't get any better because the chances Wood could have had double figures this season if he created these chances, if he scored his chances. In themselves as a captain was a disgrace. When we went to goal down, I didn't see him G the players up or anything. I didn't see him say to them, "Come on," you know. I just saw somebody who looked laboured. He just looked like he admits defeat when we concede. Like he's got the Bruce mentality about him, where when you concede, the game's over. Botman, yes, he didn't have his best of game, but when you've got Lewis next year and Lascelles next year, you're carrying 2 positions as well as your own. So you can be forgiving him for that because you can't defend 4 players on your own. I thought Longstaff looked leggy in the second half, especially before he came off. So I was surprised he played as long as he did. I thought Joe Linton was the best player for us. Unfortunately, again, I was going to say unfortunately, I don't know why, but he was the best player. Joe Linton was the best player. He totally dominated their midfield. And for me, it was a case of we dominated large parts of that game. They may have wanted it more, yeah, you could see that with the effort they put in, but on another day, it was a lot of the time was us for their goalkeeper. So it was just a case of if we took the chances, we probably would have scored 3, 4, 5, and would have been saying we're through. But again, if you don't take your chances, you don't win the raffle, do you? So that's the problem again. And again, Eddie Howe was giving players a chance who haven't got the headlines this season, who've been sitting on the touchlines watching us do well, a chance to get themselves on the back page for the right reasons, and they're going to be on the back page for the wrong reasons. So it just shows that again we've got still a lot of dead wood to clear out.
Yeah, I mean you go back to obviously the former owner, which you don't like doing, but you look at why did he give Jacob Murphy such a long contract back then, 6-year deal, which was absolutely stupidity, really. And trying to move players on like this, it's hard because clubs don't want to pay for them, and because of the wages and things like that. And
especially if they watch tonight, if they watch these performances tonight, no one's going to touch them with a barge pole. So that's another thing. They didn't put themselves in the shop window for what moves. If they were leaving, then we're still going to be stuck with them till the summer, probably.
Yeah, absolutely. Troll says, evening, Tony and panel. Evening, Trolls. Hope you're well. Pete, I know you did a watch along, you and John Sinclair. Not a great watch along, Pete, but let's have your thoughts on tonight's game down at Sheffield Wednesday.
All I could say is that Wood and Murphy should never play for this club again. I'd happy rip up the contracts from the both of them. Absolutely garbage. Dog shite. Murphy, sorry, but his final balls are so non-existent. I mean, that opportunity, he's got a chance to run a goal at the first half and he stops. And the lob he gets it all wrong. Chris Wood, easiest chance of the season. Open goal as well. Skies it over. Chris Wood, panic buy he was. Murphy, I don't know why we give him that ridiculous extension. Maybe a couple of years, fair enough, but...
He's on mute.
Who's on mute?
On mute.
Who is?
Am I there?
I'm on mute. And what's the one who was on mute?
No, I still can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Pete.
I can hear you.
Can you hear us, Tony?
We can hear Pete.
I
can hear you, Pete, yeah.
All right, okay. But
Must be Chippers.
That's it.
All right.
Oh, you can hear now.
Absolutely. But
it's been contacting Chippers again.
I don't know.
But yeah, I said
Channel 900.
Murphy and Wood should be made to sit at home on Tuesday night. I do not want to see them on Tuesday night. Hopefully Maxi's back for me. We need to play with full strength 11 out on Monday as well. But yep, Tins and Murphy, I hope they go as soon as possible. You can't just be giving those players money for failure. And so far, they were an absolute failure tonight, massively. Along with a couple of others, I thought Anderson didn't look his best. Lascelles, although Botman had to bail him out at times as well. Lewis, you can understand why he's not played for a while as well. But I'm just disgusted with Murphy and Wood the most tonight because they've played so many games for this club now and there's no improvement at all. I'm sick of the people saying Murphy showed glimpses. I'm sorry, but it's not enough. It's just not enough. How can you be a good player when your final products are non-existent? And Chris Wood, if you're missing chances like that, what makes you say you're going to be a successor at this football club as well? It's just embarrassing.
I mean, what? I mean, I don't get what's with this. I mean, they keep saying this FFP, but I mean, I know we're looking for the right characters for the team. That's the main thing. You want the characters. You want players who are going to come in and play the system we play, which is pressing the intensity.
Mm-hmm.
That you don't want players coming in and going missing during games. But we do really need to get some quality in this month, and we're not panicking yet because there's a long way to go in the January window. We've got the 31st of January, so there's a long way to go yet. So there's no reason for panicking. Like people did last January, they were panicking a bit, but you've got to remember it's a long window. We just got to make sure we get these players in and through the door. Maybe tonight, PIF may have seen this performance and thought, right, we need to get the checkbook opened and we need to get some players in because, so let's see what PIF do and the owners as well, Manda and Jamie Rubin. But overall, that was just a poor performance tonight, and I agree with what you say, Pete. It's absolutely spot on, mate. So before I go to some comments and then get somebody else in from the chat room, if you like what you see, please hit the like button. It does help the channel up the search results and makes it found more easily. I've got 32 watching, so please smash those likes, please. And also, if you're brand new to the channel, then please hit the subscribe button. It's free to do so. Helps the channel grow. And also, bell notification tells you when I'm live, any pre-recorded shows, or anything that's upcoming as well. So thank you very much for that, guys. I'm going to get somebody else in from the chat. Here's Gordon. Gordon, give me your view of tonight's game, mate, at Sheffield Wednesday.
Absolutely effing garbage. That's all I can say. And honestly, players that I hate the most now is still at the club, and it's Murphy. Was Murphy? I've got the other one. I'm not upset. Some players are not good enough for that team anymore, and still getting in the cell playing.
Yeah, I mean, not a great night, really, was it? I mean, would Mr. Sitter? Yeah, Isak missed a header in the first half. You could say, okay, he's rusty because he's not been playing, but then he might look back at that and think, do you know what? I could have put that in the back of the net. I don't know what he was doing with a free kick, Isak, but I think everybody was confused by that.
Me too.
I mean, when he ran, he seemed to have a bit of pace about him. So he seems to be, you can see he's been training. I mean, Tuesday is going to be a different game. I can see us playing a full strength team on Tuesday against Leicester City. And we'll want to progress to make sure. Because what you need to do now is we need bounce back ability. And basically, we need to go onto St. James's Park on Tuesday, put this game to bed, and go out, beat Leicester, beat them comfortably, get into the next round, into the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup, and then carry on our form in the Premier League. That's what we need to do. I mean, how do you see the game going on Tuesday, Gordon? Do you expect a full-strength team again?
I think it'll be a full-strength team. Like the Pope will come back, Wilson a start, Maxi a start. Murphy Murphy will complete out the team.
Yeah,
because one and Murphy are just not good enough for this club.
And before you go, what's your prediction for Tuesday night?
I'll be happy with a 2-0 win as long as we get through the semi-finals. I'll be happy.
Yeah, absolutely, Gordon. Right, Gordon, it was great. I mean, who would you, before you go as well, who was your man the match for Newcastle tonight? I mean, I know there's probably not a lot to choose from, but who stood out for you tonight?
Joe Litton, by a country mile.
Joe Litton. Yeah. He worked really hard tonight, didn't he? Yeah.
He just bossed Sheffield Wednesday's midfield.
Yeah. Yeah, he did really well tonight. He had a great game. But, yeah, thanks for coming on, Gordon. And
You.
We'll see you later, mate. Thank you, Gordon.
Bye.
Thanks, bye. So that was Gordon. Before I get the next guest in, I'll just go through some comments here because we're a bit behind on them. Get Warden Murphy on the next plane to Greenland, please, says Trolls. He's not holding back tonight. Alan says, Chris Wood shit, Murphy shit. Well said, Alan. Evening All says, Ches. Good evening, Ches. I gather you watched this, mate, and I bet you weren't impressed either. Andy says, how are you, Darren Calmer sold out? Lol. Yeah. But, Darren made some great points there tonight, and, Matt says, good day, everyone. Can't believe I got a 4:30am on Sunday morning for that terrible performance. Yeah, Matt. I mean, getting up in Australia at that time in the morning to watch this, I mean, you must have thought, what the hell am I doing? Yeah, not great, mate. And probably you're probably so angry after that performance, you probably couldn't even go back to bed and get some sleep because you're too angry to sleep. Make sure you get an early night tonight, mate. And yeah, let's hope you have a good rest of the day anyway. That's for sure. Paul says, no, totally different. Isak hasn't stepped a foot on the pitch in over 2 months. Wood has had plenty of game time this season to sort his shit out. Wood misses sitters every time he plays.
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally agree. Foxy says the guys talking sense 100%. No one talking about the Isak misses Anderson absolute sitter, but Wood misses and everything's his fault.
With Foxy, this happens every week with Chris Wood. We're always saying the same thing every week with Chris Wood. It's deja vu. It's deja vu. Yes, Anderson and Isak should have scored their chances, but how many times have we said this season Chris Wood should have scored? I think we've said it after nearly every game.
Yeah. Absolutely. But I mean, he's right. I mean, Anderson, I thought had a poor game tonight. If I'm honest, I was looking forward to seeing how Anderson would do, and he didn't really do much. I mean, considering Matt Ritchie hasn't played much, yes, I know a lot of people are saying, "Oh, Matt Ritchie missed that chance." Yes, but that was outside the box. But I thought Matt Ritchie done okay tonight. I didn't think he had too bad of a game, and I thought his crossing was spot on as well from his free. His delivery was great. Just nobody there to put the ball in the back of the net from them. So I didn't think Ritchie played too bad, if I'm honest. And when he put that, I don't know where he got that turn of pace from to get in that box, but Jesus, where did he get that from? I thought
3-2 to Wolves.
Is it?
Oh. 9 minutes left.
And everybody says Ritchie's legs are gone, but he had a turn of pace tonight. Where's he getting that from? Has he got rockets in them boots or something? Because he must have had something.
Oh, he's offside.
He's offside. Oh, and of course they've got VAR as well. So Mr. Teeth will be happy. Andrew says, Anderson isn't going to make it a tune. He can't break through now, so how will he when we strengthen? Well, we just got to send him on loan. I think send him to either a bottom half Premier League team or a top the half Championship side, like a Sheffield United or somewhere like that. Somewhere where he can compete high up in the Championship and see what he can do. Or even at Burnley or something like that under Vincent Kompany.
They're looking for a midfielder, by the way, Burnley, because Ashley Westwood went to the MLS.
Has he?
He's went to Charlotte in the MLS. So
God,
he's left. So Burnley are looking for a midfielder, so he could be a possibility.
And some breaking news coming out there tonight. Man United are now exploring the possibility of getting Wout Weghorst from Burnley on loan.
God.
I know.
So there you go. Some breaking news about Man U.
John, be happy.
Yeah, won't he just? Alan says Isak needs more game time. Yeah, he does. He's got to get his fitness back. I think that was always a plan to take him off after 45 minutes. Foxy says, Wood, Dubravka are very easy targets after today's result. Reality is you can look at a number of players' performances. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, Dubravka was back in. I was a bit surprised, if I'm all honesty. Maybe things are being put under the bridge now. It's all water under the bridge. But I thought the way he went on about wanting to go to Man United and that in the summer, I thought maybe Darlow should have been given that chance ahead of Dubravka in goal. But at the end of the day, Eddie knows what he's doing. Unless Dubravka's come back with the tail between his legs and apologised to everybody and said, look, I'm very sorry for what I did. I made a mistake. And, you know, if that's the case, then fine. Andrew says, yeah, but what is horse shite? Foxy. Ali Coffee says, Isak wasn't running properly enough and lost the ball, but most of his shots were on target and forced brilliant saves from their keeper. Yeah, absolutely. Pablo, hi Pablo, hope you're well, mate. He says, how disappointing was that game? Wood should never be seen in a tune top again. Gave Kane a run for his money. Yeah, absolutely. Not just a miss, but what off as Nafal, says Andrew. Troll says, there's no excuses for this. And Isak has just come back and you're on his back now. Wow. Andrew says, Isak's a bit weak for me, needs to bulk up a bit. Isak's quality. He's just been unlucky with the injuries at the moment, unfortunately. Troll says, so now people are on Isak's back. He's just come back from injury, geez. Yeah. LA Coffee says, Murphy froze in a 1v1. Dubravka froze for the second goal. I think the centre-backs froze since they're used to Pope sweeping high up. That's the thing, yeah. Pope comes out, doesn't he? Foxy says, I agree. Tony Manquillo was one of the best of a bad bunch. Got himself in great positions, just lacked the quality in crosses. He's a player I'd keep as a third option, right and left back. Do you know what? After tonight, Foxy, I would keep Manquillo as well. Yes, his crossing wasn't there. You were hoping...
Is he not on a contract in the summer?
No, I don't think he is. I think he's got another year. So I think he's got 18 months left. But I mean, you know, he didn't do too bad tonight. But when he got past the goalkeeper, you were just crying out that would have been Trippier on that ball, because had Trippier been on that ball, that would have been on Isak's head, and that probably would have been in the back of the net and 1-0. But you know, I thought he did well, Manquillo tonight, and can't really call him. I was making a physical observation, says Andrew. Oh, what was that for?
Andrew, what's your physical observation about me?
Oh, no, come on, Chippers. He hasn't been watching your Channel 900s, has he?
Not yet, I don't think.
I've got none of your dodgy sites have come on tonight so far.
It's not me.
The Chipper sites, that's what we all call them. Even Mason says that now. He says, well, there's a Chipper sites coming on.
Not even me. I'm not even on the shows and the sites. So how can it be me? I could be at work and it comes up. How's it me?
Joel says, not pointing anyone specific, Andrew. I like coffee talking to trolls. Andrew says, go all out for the League Cup. I say, yeah, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt.
Oh, that's nasty.
Pablo says, ASM posts on social media he's unwell, so don't believe the claims of a bust-up. Yeah, he did put an Instagram post out with a photograph of the match on TV for the lads. Richie played well first half, drifted in the second half, says I like coffee. Yeah, he picked up a knock as well, but he carried on.
How that wasn't a booking as well, because...
Yeah. How is the referee missing all this? This is what I can't understand. Troll says, I never play Lascelles ever again. No, Lascelles was absolutely poor. Harry de Creeper. Hope you get Champions League and get in Wednesday up the Owls. Obviously an Owls fan. Thank you. Yeah, I hope we do, mate. And you know, your team wanted it more than us, unfortunately, and your team put the chances away. And I mean, Josh Windass could have so easily had a third when that free kick he struck that hit the crossbar. I mean, that was a hell of a strike. So yeah, I mean, we've got to say well done to your team getting through, but I mean, obviously at our expense. But we weren't good enough, so we didn't deserve to go through at the end of the day.
I tell you what, he looks a bit like he plays a bit like he's old man a bit, Windass.
Yeah. Dean Windass was a hell of a striker, wasn't he? Especially for Hull in that.
But let's be honest, though, the goals he scored the night were gifted to him. The first one was offside, and the second one, Lascelles was just too static. He just stood there and let him go.
Yeah, absolutely. Paul says, for Wood, though, it's a build-up or missed chances over multiple games that went begging when he scored. It's his bread and butter, and he's not converting them. Yeah, absolutely. I like Coffee Totten Harry saying, well done Wednesday. I like Coffee then says, since Dubravka played today, it looks like he's staying, so maybe Karius is out. Yeah, I think so. It looks that way, doesn't it? Unless they played him, Dubravka to put him in the shop window, who knows?
The thing
Andrew
is, now
says,
he's cup
well
tied.
said, Paul.
He's cup tied now. Dubravka, if anyone wants to sign him, that's the only worry.
Harry's back in the Owls guy, and he says, I guess I was there, but your fans were amazing. Thanks, Harry. Yeah, they are. I mean, they're great, our fans. Home and away, they do very well, Harry. And, yeah, they sang their hearts out, but obviously we didn't get what we needed. Even if we got the equaliser, it would have been nice to bring us back to St James's Park.
Surely.
But yeah.
Something in there, Chippers.
Wolves are all our Liverpool here, man, I'm telling you. That should have been a penalty to them. You've just got barged doing the box and the ref just went play on. Klopp's took his front three off and swapped them with the youth front three. I'm thinking, it seems to me as if he's accepted a draw here.
Lee Clarkson playing?
No, he hasn't come on.
But yeah, Harry, thank you for that comment, mate. And yeah, do hit that like and subscribe, mate. Thank you very much. Neil says, big up, lads. I would hunt Chris Wood, hunt him. That's a bit much, isn't it?
He could do well for Motherwell in the Scottish Prem.
Yeah, it would.
There's a fourth.
Neil says, that's tin pot level by Wood. If I was Wilson or anyone else, it's easily 2-2. Yeah, absolutely. How are the lads? Maggot Drowner says, Willock and Wood play how they look. Absolutely goalless. Well, I thought Willock played all right when he come on. I mean, he tried to get in the game, but again, it's one of those.
The thing is as well, right? People seem to forget that Chris Wood's he's New Zealand's all-time goal scorer. He's an international goal scorer, so that's what some people seem to forget as well. He's an international striker. He's not just somebody that you signed from the Championship or League One or League Two. He's an international proven striker, so he should be scoring them chances.
Yeah, absolutely. Jack says, where to? Good. Gather you're a Sheffield Wednesday fan. Again, fair play. I mean, yeah, your first goal may have been offside, but then our goal would have been offside as well. It had VAR been in operation. But yeah, your team wanted it more, and fair play. You've knocked us out, and you go on to the next round. We just have to look at the Carabao Cup now and hope we can do well in that. But yeah, nice to see different people come on. And if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. It's free to do so. Thank you. How are you, the lads? Says McGuinness was great for them on loan from Cardiff. We shout out better than Lascelles. Yeah, he's gone back to Cardiff because they've called him back, haven't they? So tonight was his last game for Sheffield Wednesday. So at least he's going back to Cardiff on a high. And
hope he sends him doing as well.
Yeah. Alan says, I think Eddie will play his full team on Tuesday and they will be up for it. Yeah, I'm sure they will.
Got to.
Niall says, South Korean scored for the Big Bad Wolves.
Aye, Wang, well, he's called. They're all called Wang and Kim, aren't they? So I think he's called Wang.
That was the one who scored twice against
something.
Wang Li Chan or something, isn't it? Chung or something
Wang
like
Li Chun, I think. No.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, when we had Bruce, when we got beat at Wolves 2-1, he was the one who scored both goals against us when Jeff Hendrick had equalised in between.
The last game before the takeover.
Absolutely. We didn't even know that was happening, did we? We were all on a downer still after that Wolves game, weren't we? And But then things a few days later went very interesting. Then we got the takeover. Paul says, the thing I get with Howe is made so many changes. We have games coming back thick and fast, and he can't play his best side every game. Players have to have a chance to prove themselves, and they didn't tonight. Absolutely, Paul. Well said. I'll store your comment because that's a great comment. But no, absolutely well said. And yeah, we can't play our strong team week in, week out because we just haven't got the squad to do it. And Neil says, VAR check, goal stands 2-2. LA Coffee says, well said, Paul. Neil says, does this go to a replay or extra time penalties? It goes to a replay. Although Klopp wants rid of the replays. How are you, the lads? Maggot Drowner says, Wood should be made to donate his massive wages to charity like food banks every penny. Yeah, I totally agree. Yep. Gary says, Woods needs gone fast as possible, lads. Absolutely. LA Coffee says, I found it funny how there were 2 offside goals that cancelled each other out. Yeah, it is. It was weird, wasn't it? Andrew says, a scum pool on telly, the Rai TV4, as Niall's just said to him. Foxy says, yes, spot on, Paul. How are the lads? Macadrona says, give Lewis and Murphy back to Norwich for Pookie swap. Better striker off the bench than Wood. Well, yeah. I mean, he scored a great goal against us, didn't he? Pookie. Niall says, too many changes. Why change a winning and strong team with a bunch of reserves? It's brainless to say at least. Well, we got to because we can't just keep playing them every week in every game. Christopher says, Wood's on £100,000 a week. I don't know whether to laugh or cry for F's sake. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just, yeah, gets 100 grand to pop the ball in the back of the net, and he couldn't even do that tonight. Gareth says, even in all, gutted we're cursed in the third round. Well, we have this third year in a row now, and you know, you like to think lightning can't strike twice, but it did tonight because we got beat off League One Cambridge last year, and we've been beaten again off League One Sheffield Wednesday. So there we go. Lightning struck twice, and the same referee in both games as well. Hopefully, it's not a hat trick of them. Howie the lad says, I bought a loaf of bread today and it had Chris Wood's name on it, but I looked again, it actually said thick cut. Do you know what? I'm going to star that. That is absolutely brilliant, mate. I like that one. That is brilliant. Christopher Davis says, red and white shite scraped through as well. Makes it feel worse. It does. Yeah, I mean, they were 1-0 down. Because the guy who scored for Shrewsbury only had his red card rescinded this week so he could play. And I thought that was great when he put Shrewsbury up 1-0, but Sunderland got 2 injury time goals. So there you get. So the broadband in Sunderland is probably gone into overload because they'll probably be reveling in it. Andrew says, let's just win the league now. Sod them all. Yeah, as if it's easy as that. Eddie's post matches out. Pete says, they keep mentioning FFP. If we spend now, we won't be able to spend much in the summer. Honestly, don't think they will bring anyone in apart from youngsters and freebies. Yeah, I think it's all just a smokescreen just to put people off the scent, Pete, but we just wait and see. January's a long window. And
what about these other teams that are spending loads of money and are getting away with FFP? Chelsea, Everton.
Yeah, Chelsea is going to come back and bite them, I'm sure.
Man City,
yeah. Well, they don't spend. Mine, to be fair, Man City don't go out and spend. I haven't gone out and spent as much, though. I mean, I know they got Haaland for like 79 million, but
I think Man City are fine from that.
Yeah, it's Chelsea who are panicking. Welcome to the channel, Pete. If you're at the channel, hit the like and subscribe, please. That'll be great. Thank you. Right, so I'm going to bring all these guests in all at once because there's 3 of them, and we'll get their thoughts. So first, I've got right. So welcome to Ian. Hi, Ian. You all right, mate?
I've had better days.
Well, you've had better days.
Yeah.
And
but yeah,
next one.
Oh, I love the name, Ian.
The next one to come in is one of our favourites, and he's already had a moment today. Yes,
Oh.
it's the man of the people, the man of the ladies, the one the ladies have to keep fighting off. It's John Sinclair.
Hey! Hey! Wow.
That's
I
your
just spoke to-
introduction, John.
Thank you, man. We cause a
And the
legend as
last
well.
one. Last but not least, it's one of our regulars, and here he is. It's Little Lewis. How are you, Lewis?
Oh, excuse the language here, for fuck's sake. Literally.
Yeah. I mean, so John, obviously tonight we've lost to Sheffield Wednesday. I mean, I've had a couple of fans there in the chat saying, up the hours and all this, but obviously we're going to give them credit. I mean, Sheffield Wednesday played well enough to beat us. We didn't play well enough, and we got what we deserved, an early exit from the FA Cup. Again, to League One side. I know, Mason, you say it's like Championship, but they're in League One, so we've got to say that League One opposition. I mean, the Mackhams beat these last year in the playoffs, but I mean, we got what we deserved, John. Give me your thoughts on the match, because obviously you watched it as well and done the watch along with Peters. What's your thoughts?
Hi to people. Hi, you lot. Hi to the chat as well. Yeah, I just think they play well enough tonight, mate. I thought we were absolutely quiet and like. I mean, they've always all they have to do is just turn up and win the game. It doesn't work like that anymore. It doesn't, because these lesser clubs will be up for the game as well. I mean, okay, we started poorly as well. Well, it started out, which then parts of games we've given a ball away. You got Elliot Anderson nearly put them through. You got Jacob Murphy. I mean, I'll come to him in a bit, yeah, but seriously, man, what was he up to? What was he thinking of, man? And the thing is, right, and Botman had to went to clear the ball. It came off his toe. It could have been an own goal, and just so he cleared that, because the goals conceded, man. The first goal, whether it was offside or not, right, it was still poor defending. You know what I mean? Poor defending, right? It was just poor. And Jamal Lascelles, I'm sorry, he ain't good enough. I'm afraid he is not good enough. That is pressure defending, and he can't even manage that. Then the second goal, I mean, Bruno went to header, came off Joe Linton. He knew nothing about it. And then our defender should have been quick on it as well. Just should be on it like a flash. And Windass just went through, and he buried it there. But I'll be honest with you, even if you got a goal back, right, I wasn't confident he was going to get another goal. But when Chris Wood had that chance, by the way, I still figured it out how he missed it. I was still working out how the hell he missed that chance, because the moment he missed that chance, that was it. It's not the first time he's done it this season. He's done it against Leeds, and he's caught in 2 months against Arsenal, yeah. But let me tell you something, guys, right? This guy should be finished. Murphy should be finished, yeah. I mean, Richie, as much as I love him in over the past, I think he needs to be moved on, yeah. Manfredo, I think he had a decent game, right? I'm 2 months about him, by the way, right? Sean Longstaff didn't play well at all today. I'm sorry he didn't. I mean, Stan Botman, as much as I love him, he did try, but he was at his best today because he'd been regressed by Jamal Lascelles, Tony. And a lot of people don't know that, yeah? But for me, Joe Linton covered every single grass today. Every single grass. And he's the one who's trying to make things hot. You know what I mean? I mean, Isak, it's great to see him back. He should have scored a couple of the day. I can't lie, but okay, he's rusty. He needs to start on Tuesday. And Jacob Murphy, I said I was going to come back to him, by the way. This guy, he had 6 years in Newcastle, right? Okay, he went out alone Sheffield Wednesday, but he should be shining. The guy's 28-year-old. And I'd like to ask yourself one question, guys. Has he improved since he's been at Newcastle United? And to answer that question is no. He hasn't.
No,
so why
he hasn't.
is he in that team? Why is he in the team now? Why is he still in the side? I mean, how much are we going to preserve with Jacob Murphy? Yeah, I don't have to go up there, Street, but I'm just going to call him out and just say how it is. Yeah, Jacob Murphy is not good enough. He's not going to give me a title. He's not going to get us top four. Right? It's players like him. It's players like Chris Wood. It's going to cost us the Champions League or the top four place. Because I'll tell you something now, right? If we don't get up right, we're actually going to miss chances like Chris Wood has done against Leeds. And Jacob Murphy's end product, he hasn't got it. So the sooner you get rid of them, right, and a couple of other Deadwood players have got in the club, the better. And I'm sorry, Tony. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just going to call it out.
No, I mean, you're absolutely right, John. I mean, on Mankio, I would probably keep him if I'm honest, John, because he's good to have his backup. I thought he had a good game tonight. I didn't think he done too bad. He got up and down the wing. The only thing I just wish he had that little bit extra quality when he was crossing the ball. I mean, when he got past the goalkeeper, past Dawson, you would have liked Trippier to be on that ball because that would have probably landed plumb on Isak's head and probably would have been in the back of the net because there was no goalkeeper in the goal. I thought he did all right. So yeah, he didn't do too bad at all. I thought Manquillo, I thought he was okay, John.
Yeah.
And he went to left back when Jamal Lewis got taken off, but I thought Lewis was poor.
Yeah.
Obviously, Wood was poor tonight. Elliot Anderson was even poor. I think we need to send him on loan, John, if I'm honest. And I would say the top half championship team where we can be competing to get into the Premier League with that team. And then let's see how good he is.
Absolutely. I mean, I love Elliot Anderson. I mean, he's a trier, but I just don't think he's ready for it yet. I mean, I come to a decision on Elliot Anderson, right? I mean, I think he needs to go on loan again to brush himself up and then come back a better player, sort of thing. I mean, in the championship. And I'll tell you what as well, no disrespect to Elliot, I like him. I'm not going to cost him out, but I think he needs to be on the loan because at the end of the day, I think he still needs to work on a few things there. Like Chip has said earlier on, he does like him in midfield. He'd be better off on the wings, and I think that'd be the best position for him. But at the end, listen, he did try. He should have scored though in the second half after he went behind. Yeah. He should have scored in the second half. That was a good chance, by the way. But my God, I mean, Tony, you said about beefing up the squad. We need to beefing up the squad ASAP. Not in the summer. We've got to beef it up now. Go out and pay whatever it takes to get Marcus Thuram. He's already turned us down, but just give him the wage he wants. Get this guy in. He's a finisher. It's been proved. And I tell you what, he would have not missed that chance today. It was crime for a player like him, Danny.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree with you, John. Before I come to anybody else, guys, I've got 35 watching. Please smash those likes, please. We've got 19 likes so far, so please smash those likes. It does really help the channel and the algorithms. And also, if you're brand new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. It's free to do so. Helps the channel grow. And also, the bell notification tells you when I'm live or have pre-records on. I'll just go through a few comments. I'm going to come to Ian for his reaction on tonight's debacle. I Like Coffee says, the Leicester game, Carabao Cup quarter-final, was on the horizon for us, and we picked a team based with that game in mind and another Premier League game at the weekend. Page 1 of 2, he says. And then he says, if that game wasn't the team selection, would have possibly been different today. We are trying to juggle everything and make sure we are strong enough to win. And I thought we were, but obviously, yeah, I mean, no, it wasn't great tonight. I Like Coffee, and yeah, we have to squad rotate, unfortunately. And but the problem is, we haven't got the squad big enough, and that is now proved. And I hope the owners have seen that tonight. We're not criticising anybody, by the way. We're not criticising Howe. We're not criticising the owners. We're just saying it just shows. Because after I watched that first half, I looked at that, and I said, I'm in a WhatsApp group with Northwest Mags, and I said to them in that group, I said, look, at the end of the first half, we need to strengthen because it's shown in this first half that we are not that strong as a team when we make so many changes.
Exactly.
Howie the Lad says movement on in front of Bruno was non-existent when he came on. ESM needs to start games now. Yeah, he wasn't well apparently, and hopefully he's fine for Tuesday. Pete says Wood showed how bad he is tonight. I think Eddie made a mistake tonight. He should have started Wood and brought on Isak with me and Bruno. Yeah, that's on for the second 45, I would have thought, but Wood's burnt his bridge, I think, there. How are you, the lad? Start Wood. Wow, I was never going to want to see him again. Yeah, but I think if he'd started tonight, then you would have had Isak, and then maybe he might have put that chance away. Who knows? It's all ifs and buts. But we've got to give credit to Sheffield Wednesday. They had a game plan. They stuck to that game plan, and they won fair and square. I Like Coffee says, oh yeah, we saw that one. Sorry, we did read that comment. Pete says, being knocked out the cups early will take away the desire to come to Newcastle. Well, let's hope on Tuesday we put tonight's wrong right on Tuesday, and I'm sure we will do. It's all about bounce back ability, and if we can do that on Tuesday, then we should be absolutely fine.
Exactly.
And then Pete says, "Are we the lads? There was no choice of anyone else to start other than Wood or Isak." Yeah. And how are you the lads? Says, I'd play any for your front instead of Wood. Yeah, I think anybody would as well. Talking to each other there. Mark says, Jacob Murphy was our best player on the pitch. Should have been given a new long-term contract for playing so well in the game.
Yeah. Wow.
He's joking, Pete. He's joking.
Oh, I hope he is.
He's taking the pit. He's taking the piss.
Wow.
Andrew says another top 6 bent ref. He must have meant Liverpool, yeah, because they're all looking at Liverpool there. And Maryport Mag, just subscribe, Tony. Thank you very much, mate. Well, appreciate it. Thank you. Keep up the great content. Love the show and the gang's opinions. Bounce back on Tuesday. How are you, the lads? Fantastic, mate. Yeah, well said. And I'm sure we will bounce back on Tuesday. It's all about bounce back ability in my eyes. Gary says, Super Mac hit the nail on the head concerning Chris Wood. He's too busy looking at the goal and not looking where he's kicking the ball. That's why he misses every time, lads. Yeah, absolutely. And if anybody, Super Mac would know because, you know, the guy was a goal machine.
I'd
Mr.
rather have Super
McDonald.
Mac up front than Wood. No.
Well, I'm sure Malcolm McDonald would have buried that chance tonight.
Yeah.
I tell you what,
Shearer would.
Shearer
would have.
I'd rather literally have a plank of wood just up front, just a plank of wood stuck in the ground than Chris Wood, because it's probably got more chance of scoring.
Mr. Blobby would have put that away. Rat says, proved we don't have the firepower to belong up where we are, and our wingers, I can't rate any of them. Even Miggy looked like he's going backwards. He came on late in the game. Miggy tried, but there was nothing. He couldn't really get into the game, and it's just one of them games, unfortunately. Away the lad says, Manquillo was very good. Andrew says his physical observations, because you were asking what that was, Sam. It is his observation of Isak. Davies hit the nail on the head. He says, we were shite.
Thank you.
That's 3 words to sum it up, Davey. Absolutely, mate. Foxy says, the thing is, we are all criticising Mud, but he's our third choice forward. What other club are playing a third choice forward consistently in a season apart from us? Yeah, but he's
Man City didn't have a forward last season and they still won the fucking league. I mean, Jesus Christ. Well, man.
The lad says, proves we mean something better than Foxy. Or needs something better than Foxy, he says. Foxy says, tell us who we have to seriously question our first and second choice forwards. We need a top forward that can score 20 plus goals and stay fit all year. Yes, we do, and I totally agree with that comment as well. Howie the lad says, Wilson should be third choice for me now. Need better quality all through the squad. I did say if we signed another striker, say this window, and then maybe brought somebody in the summer window, I would think next season, and it's no disrespect to Callum Wilson, but I would think next season Wilson would start being a bench player, more an impact sub, because then you'd have your more regular forwards up there. Because injuries and things are catching up with Wilson. But I do like Callum Wilson. I think he's a terrific striker. But I think things are just catching up with him a little bit now.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
We can't sell Dubravka this season now, this January. He's played for 2 clubs this season already.
He didn't play for Man U in the league. He didn't play for them in the league.
That's true.
It still counts.
Cup games count, Chippers, because he played in the Carabao Cup.
Because we can't, if we're trying to do a swap deal, we can't do that anyway.
Yeah. Foxy says, love Wilson, clinical, but he's literally out every month. Isak also has injury issues, scores great goals rather than a lot. Yeah,
Yeah, but
Let's see
Foxy,
what Isak can do.
Wood plays and misses sitters constantly. Would you rather have a striker who's injured and scores goals, or somebody who plays and doesn't score goals? Oh, well, man.
Howie the lad says Willock was absolutely junk. He's so off the pace. Moves die. Again, he come on and try to get into the game, and it's hard when you're 2-0 down. Andrew says, Wang Kim sounds just wrong.
I've done plenty of that before.
Yeah, I bet. Paul says, did you see the aggression and passion from Bruno when he scored tonight? So many on that pitch should have taken note. Yeah, absolutely. Bruno he's just a different class, Bruno. We need a lot more Brunos in the team. I mean, Malcolm McDonald even said that. We need 11 Brunos in that side. Trolls, Wood's like an opera singer who is actually a plumber and can't sing. Yeah. That's a good one.
Fucking belongs.
Andrew says, mind you, Leicester were no flash today. No, they weren't, mate, not at all. Liverpool definitely buy refs. This one's a joker, says how are the lads? I don't know. I've not seen the game. Klopp gets a replay. Christopher says, be surprised if we don't spend a few quid this January. Not massively, but there needs to be funds available. I'm sure there is. Oliver's in and he says, Wood says, Tit Wang needs to F off. Yeah. You've said that, you know.
I'd rather have a tip wank than have Wood, to be honest, but never mind.
Howie the lad says we'll be looking at other players for the future, teenagers, etc. I mean, we're linked with Alan Varela. I mean, I would love to get him in the club.
And we're linked with that 15-year-old from Sunderland as well.
Yeah, Chris Rigg, who came on today. Mm-hmm. Murphy needs to go, says Oliver B. Yeah, Oliver, we don't disagree, mate. We all want rid of Murphy. I've been banging this drum for months. And, Andrew says, Woods' shot is now catching Kane's up from the World Cup. Yeah. I've heard it's been seen on the telescopes, hasn't it? It's heading towards Mars at the moment, I think. Oliver says, ESM needs to be sold cash in. I'm not so sure about that. I mean, you've got to give the guy a chance to get him back in and see what he can do. Right, we've still got so many comments, but I'm going to come to Ian now. Ian, welcome. First time on my channel tonight, mate, and hope it's not the last time you come on here because, it's fantastic to have you on. And But before I come to you, I've got 43 watching, so please smash those like, guys. Really excellent. And hit the subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. So, Ian, would you like to give us your reaction to tonight's 2-1 defeat against Sheffield Wednesday at Hillsborough?
Right. So we got beat today for two reasons, in my opinion. First reason is that they completely outworked us, which is the first time this season that I've seen the two get outfought, outran, out everything. You know, we didn't get outplayed, in my opinion, but they were faster to the ball and they were better. They were more committed than us, and that's why we lost. I think that one of the reasons. The second reason is probably 7 out of 7 players on the pitch were absolute shite. I don't think Lewis has been mentioned enough for how shit he was. He for me was pathetic. Every ball he played someone into trouble. Dubravka actually did okay for me, but I think he was probably at fault, or one of the 3 or 4 players at fault for the first goal, which Pope would have come and dealt with that. Lascelles, I'm sick of talking about how shit Lascelles is. His passing's fucking woeful. Manquillo played okay, 7 out of 10. Manquillo, like everybody else seems to be agreeing, is probably a good third choice. You know what I mean? Sort of number, sort of third choice, right or left back, useful to have around. He did okay. Botman just obviously wasn't anywhere near his best, but you wouldn't be playing with the two players right next to him. You know, I thought Richie showed actually he's still got quality, but he just hasn't got any legs. Like a load of other people have said before me. His delivery, you know, his crossing was good. He really he did. He's always worked hard, Richie. You know, like he's never shirked. He's always been a proper player for us. But his legs have gone out for me. You know, and but he put the effort in. I don't know what to say about
that. What's that sound?
I have no idea.
Sounds like someone's pulling up a sex toy or something. Is there something going on somewhere? John, are you doing something tonight, mate? John, you got Channel 19 on behind that camera, mate.
I sound probably me 11 to be ready for tonight.
Is that the excuse, is it? Well, sorry, it was ready for tonight. What's going on tonight? What you doing tonight with it, like?
No, because it helped me get to sleep.
Oh.
Yeah, Murphy, sorry to interrupt your toy, mate. You talk about sex toys. Murphy had 3 or 4 games in the middle of this season. Well, that's in the middle. About a couple of months ago now, where it actually looked like it had all clicked, and he was starting to, although he still lacked a bit of quality, he was starting to get it. Since then, he's just flattered to deceive. Fucking shite tonight, like absolute shite.
Yeah.
Anderson, I was really disappointed with. I keep banging the drum to get Anderson to start, and I said tonight to my father-in-law, like when we were watching the game, I said I feel sorry for him for not playing, for not getting a goal and playing with the proper team. But then I actually looked at it and I thought, well, look who he's in midfield with. Do you know what I mean? He is playing really with, you know, regular-ish first teamers around him. I didn't think he was anywhere near the pace, but he hasn't played a lot again, so I don't want to jump on him too much because I do think he's a quality player. I really like him, want him around the club and everything, but maybe that loan move needs. And Wood, what is just a fucking donkey, literally. Like, I'm not being funny. He could have fucking done about 15 kick-ups, and he had so much time to score that goal. You know, like it was ridiculous. And I don't know who said it before about like just simple technique. I think someone was talking about every shot, every time we had a chance to shoot, every single player was snatching at it, leaning back. So, you know, if you lean back, the ball's going over the bar. Simple as that. You know what I mean? And I think it was on here anyway. Someone mentioned that leaning back. You know, you just seen straight away. I was just going, he's leaning back, he's going over, straight over every time. And obviously, once we brought the big guns on, the game changed. You know, obviously, but I think it just proved exactly what John just said before, is that the second string, you know, the people coming off the bench, probably we need to buy in. For me, at least 3 people that go straight into the team that are better than we've got now.
Ready-made.
3, you know, as well as kids, you know, as well as buying in, you know, the lad who's going to the 18-year-old at right back behind trips. But do you know the other thing that's pissing me off? Actually, I might get it all off my chest while I'm on. Is fucking.
We've got Kual.
We're sending that fucking belter up to Scotland. Why don't we fucking send Wood up to Scotland and fucking keep Kual? I know everyone's saying, well, we need to get him used to the, you know, the Premier League or English football. Or, you know, in Scotland, it's very similar. He's just played in a World Cup. He's proved he can play at a high level. He can't be any fucking worse than Wood. Simple as, you know what I mean? So, yeah. In my opinion, we are, unless we sign somebody else up front, that means that Wood doesn't even get on the bench, I would keep calling. Just, you know, you're better off bringing someone on who's got who's got confidence. Wood just looked completely like he lacks any confidence. He shit his pants. You expected a massive turd to come down his fucking shorts to let that ball. Fucking, I mean, the picture of the photo should be like that. because that's the only thing you
Yeah.
ever see fucking prick do. His head's in his ass. Oh, fucking gutted. He
I
honestly,
mean, Qual could have quite easily played tonight. He could have come on for like even half an hour just to give him a run out against,
I said before the game, I don't know what it was on, but I said before the game, what are we losing? If he's going to Scotland anyway, what we're losing by just having him on the bench or giving him a run out tonight. And he would be, to be honest, he would probably be more used to playing on shit pitches like Bobley and that, because obviously in fucking Australia, they're not the greatest pitches. He would probably have been more suited to play than a lot of our players. They're used to playing on fucking pool snooker tables, you know what I mean? And it's one I do understand, that I understand the theory and I understand, and I'm not having to go at Eddie Howe here, I get it. But for me, Woody's that shit that they need to do something. The plan C, as he is, well, plan B, because Wilson's usually injured, is not working. He's not good enough. There's no point in putting him on the pitch rather than putting him on. It's fucking shit.
Yeah,
that's about it, really.
No, absolutely. I mean,
I'll tell you one thing, Reece. I'd rather have a fucking dildo with a Newcastle shit on the front because it offers more than what Bloody Wood does.
at least it's got a use.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd rather have.
At least it scores, you know what I mean?
Bruno put a tweet out an hour ago and he says, this is what he's gone on to say. He says, we fight together, we win together, we lose together because we're NUFC and we'll be together all the way along with a black and white heart. So,
underneath PS Chris Wood shit in Brazilian.
He's got Pele as his profile picture. But I mean, but no, well said with what Bruno's come out and said.
His attitude, Bruno's attitude, is what needs to is what the first team. 90% of our first team squad have that attitude. Bruno he fucking loves it, doesn't he? You know what I mean? You see the passion he has. But I think that a lot of the players, the second string, players that came on today, they didn't show that. They had a chance to, even if they were fucking moving on, they had a chance to show something today. You know what I mean? And put themselves in a shop window, or even like Manquillo did well. Manquillo might have just got himself another year off that. You know what I mean? But for me, we got out drafted. That was it.
Yeah. No, absolutely spot on, mate, what you've said. I mean, and you agree with me as well. I think Manquillo should be kept on because I thought he was all right. He done all right tonight. And he done more than what the other fullback did, Jamal Lewis, that's for sure. The two Jamals didn't even look up to it tonight, did they? So,
no. Lewis is shite. Fucking shite.
Geordie's commented and says, had Eddie Howe have went with kits, I'd understand the loss, but there's no excuses at all. We went with Premier League experienced players and the likes of Dubravka, Lascelles and Wood, etc. You're totally right. Absolutely, mate. And that's the thing. That's what hurts more. Sefton says, good evening all. Just got in from work. I can't believe we got beat. Yes, Sefton, we got beat. And
don't watch the highlights, mate. Just don't watch them. Just go to bed. Don't watch the highlights. Put the porn on or whatever you want to do. Just go in the morning. Don't watch the highlights.
I mean, the lad says ESM needs to play, need a creative player. That's dangerous too. Too many square balls in the team. Yeah, absolutely. Ghost Gaming. Hi, mate. First time on here. Newcastle should have won, but or we should have just got a draw. We should have got a draw and brought it back to St. James. And then
didn't play shit.
Yeah. Rat says you can say the same with Longstaff. He's championship level at best. A lot of the squad is. I mean, Longstaff didn't have a great game, I thought, tonight. I didn't think he was that great. BR Viking says I keep hearing Richie did well, yet he out over the bar numerous times, doesn't play with the style of the team. No, he doesn't, but I thought maybe his delivery from crosses weren't too bad, especially from the free kicks he put in. Just had nobody on the other end to put them in the back of the net, unfortunately. People talk to each other. Troll says Manquillo played better on the left, in my opinion. Yeah, he didn't have a bad game on the left, did he? And Joe Linton's in. He says, Wood is wank, wank, wank. Yeah. You've summed that one up.
Any caps, though.
Howie the lad says, I'd swap Lascelles for that lad McGuinness that's played great against us tonight. Yeah, he did. And Joe Linton says, hi, sexy John Chipper and PD.
Yay.
Manquillo. Jazz says, Manquillo was decent, putting a good ball, which was always my critique of him before. Yeah, he seems to have got better at crossing the ball, that's for sure. Howie the lad says, I'd loan Anderson to Sheffield Wednesday. Not a bad shout. Foxy says, think we go through today with Cher starting. Look how well we played second half last season with him in the cells at the back. He comes the whole defence. Botman showed today he can't do the same. I think that's a touchy one because I thought Botman didn't play too bad, to be fair. He had to carry Lascelles and Lewis.
Botman carried two players. Botman had to do three players' jobs for him, and like with himself, he can't do it all himself. You know what I mean? He's only 22 himself as well, so it's like it's a learning curve for him as well. So, Foxy, I disagree with you there again. Unfortunately, you can't rely on one defender playing for nearly 3 of the 4 positions at the back.
And that's Bosman's first defeat in a Newcastle shirt when he starts.
Yeah. Joe Linton says 4 players. Yeah, well, I'll take 3 at the moment, but if we get 4, then even better. Howie the lad says, they can't be knackered. They all just had a month off at the World Cup. Yeah, true.
Yeah, but then we've just had 4 games in the space of 10 days as well.
Yeah, which is a lot. And remember that game against Arsenal's absolutely knackered a lot of the team. Howie the lad says, Isakov had more than Wood. Worked harder. Wood doesn't work hard, and he's had games. Yeah, very true, very true. Chelsea, I have a pizza sitting in front of my telly, and when Sam yawned, it looked like he was sizing up my pizza like a hippo.
That's the worst things I could have done on camera, Ches. You know that.
Oh, Jesus.
Paul says, House built a good starting 11, brought in good players, and improved a few others. But that group tonight was not his team, and some of them are stealing a living. Do you know what, Paul? Well said, mate. Said. I think you're absolutely right.
He's correct.
Blakey, NUFC. Can't remember such a gulf in quality from the first 11 to the rest of the squad. Normally, boss say it's the start of a rebuild. Be patient, only good times ahead. Absolutely, Blakey. Absolutely, mate. Totally agree with you. And you're absolutely spot on with that comment. And Ches is backing that one up, and so is Howie the lads. Joe Linton says we need Pookie and Grant Hanley.
Oh, Grant Hanley!
No.
Why do you want Grant Hanley?
Ches says we still have
him on my previous shows as well.
But Howie the lad says Pookie's better than Deadwood Wood all day. Oh, yeah, he is. Oh, it's John blowing his nose.
I'm sorry.
Tony, I'm going to shoot because I've got to get my stuff sorted for work.
No worries, Sam. Cheers for coming on, mate.
So he's all there.
Are you off to? Yeah, he's off to do Channel 900.
I'm off to lube myself up. Good night.
Chip, as we don't need to know. Cheers, mate. See you later.
It was
right. Yeah.
Jesus.
Droll says, we can sell Dubs. He just can't play in the cup because he's already been in 2 different teams. Andrew says, "Nee good work having tip like he'd miss." David Hutchinson says, "I think Chris Wood needs shooting practice. He needs more than shooting practice."
Just need fucking shooting.
Well, you said that, Ian.
Yeah.
You probably couldn't even score with clown shoes on.
Blakey said, "Delete the word practice from that comment." Yeah, absolutely. Well said, mate. Well said. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And Foxy says, Chris Wood shouldn't be playing 632 minutes of a season. Full stop as third choice. He's only starting because our main forwards can't stay fit. That's the point. Fair enough. Yeah. Matt says, thinking the same, Blakey. I mean, yeah, poor Matt, I feel sorry for you because you're in Australia. You've had to get up at 4:30 in the morning to watch this dribble. You know, I mean, it's disappointing. Paul says, I'll never forget Richie's celebration when he kicked the corner flag into a fan's knackers.
Oh yeah,
I can
I
remember
remember
that.
Yes, I remember that.
it was
Murphy's been shit since the World Cup.
Yeah, he has. Useless. Absolutely useless.
Blakey says, Givarch can rest easy now, thanks to Wood. Oh, God, Givarch, he was terrible, wasn't he? God.
Oh.
How are the lads? Jonah says, Wood reminds me of Jonathan. The shirt looks heavy on their backs now. They're not good enough for it. Yeah, I mean, very true indeed. Joel says, the most insane thing about Wood is he costs us 25 million and between a wage of 80 and 100 grand. Yeah, a week. Trolls, he should have donated all to charity. But yeah, he should do. Trolls says, I'd rather have chippers up top than Wood. Blakey says, Eddie should throw Jason Tyndall on instead of Wood. He'd be more of a threat. Yeah, Mad Dog would, wouldn't he? Because he'd frighten them. Sefton says, I believe Murphy and Wood had a nightmare with Wood missing a sit and not watched yet, but bounce back ability on Tuesday. You've took my word, Sefton, yes. What was that, Ian? Sorry?
I thought Mad Dog was going to chin that kid on the sideline that was playing for them. I don't know who it was. I think he put Willock on his arse or something. Somebody got put on their arse anyway. And Mad Dog straight over there. I don't know whether anyone else seen it. He didn't do anything, but I think he told him to fuck off basically quickly.
Christopher's put a good comment on here. Peter liked this one. Well, everybody might like this one. At least the dildo would be up for the game, whereas Wood isn't.
Oh. Oh, good grief.
Wood had his average game today, in my opinion.
Shut.
No, he had his worst game in a Newcastle shirt.
However, the lad says, why don't our big lads get goals needs working on? I think even if the ball was put up to 7 foot high, I think Wood would have missed it somehow. Sefton says, just watch Wood's miss on TV. Unbelievable, that. Yeah. McGuinness was on Arsenal's book, so good standard. He's still young. Yeah, absolutely. How are the lads? Definitely. Oliver says, rumour has it Chris Wood's missus has left him as she said she can no longer get Wood in the bedroom.
Oh, man.
Oh, God. Nice one, Oliver, by the way. Raptors, Tony, it's the last 4 games today. Shite, last 2 games, missed open goals. Skies at 2 games before that. Passing was terribly hinders the attack. Longstaff and that team is out of sympathy of a Geordie. Maybe is. So, yeah. You've got to go, John, have you?
I have, Vic. Go give me lots of ring because I need to ring accurately. And my computer's getting a bit of a flat battery. So, but I'll definitely be back tomorrow. I'll be doing my reaction show tomorrow.
Right, before you go,
give
everybody a shout out where you are.
Yep. Okay. Thank you very much indeed. Thanks for the song, mate. Song a little bit late as well. You can find us on John Sinclair TV on Twitch, Facebook, on YouTube, and Twitch as well. You can also find us on John Sinclair 50 on Instagram. I don't use Instagram as much, but still check us out on that, please. And also John is going to FC 42 on social media. So you give us a follow, I'll follow you back. And I can see a comment as well, sort of thing. And I'll be back tomorrow to do the match reaction. Sure.
A comment.
It's a comment from Tangy. Oh, geez.
Oh, Tangy, I'll have to have a look when I get down there.
Tangy.
Oh, God.
You all right,
Don't
Pete?
die on us.
Oh, I'm dying now.
You need a drink, Pete?
Oh.
I'm going to shoot as well, Tony, if that's all right, mate, just because I'm sat on the bed and I know my missus wants to go to bed soon. So, I'll be back on, mate. I'll just keep an eye on it. I'll give us a shout on Facebook, whatever messages up on. Not a problem, mate.
No worries, mate. Cheers, Ian. Thanks for coming on, mate. And
Cheers,
See you later,
John.
Pete.
And,
Thanks, Tony. Thanks, guys. See you tomorrow.
and cheers, John. Off he goes. That's John.
Just to let you
gone off
know,
now.
it's for John's review tomorrow is for the Man United game on Friday. Just to let you know.
I'll get to you in a minute, Lewis. Sorry. How are you, the lads? Is Oliver B? I bet he still hasn't found the G spot. He thought the G stunts for goal. Alex says, Wednesday fan here. I don't believe we should have won that. You missed some absolute sitters. That Wood shot was a sitter. Don't think you played too bad. Good luck with the rest of your season. UEFA Champions League on the way. Do you know what, Alex? Thank you very much for your honest comment, mate. I mean, but you scored 2 goals. You beat us, and that was the difference. You put your chances away. We didn't. So we got what we deserved, basically, at the end of the day. But yeah, thanks for coming on, yeah, mate, and please hit that like and subscribe. It really means a lot. Thank you very much. Andrew says, I pissed Grant Mitchell would have been better. Chelsea, stop blowing your nose over my pizza, John. John's gone. Chelsea is, Alex, you deserve the win, mate. You were hungry. Good luck with the rest of the cup. How are you, the lad? Says PDK and John Sinclair sound like Bob Fleming off the Fast Show. God. Everybody's saying, Alex, you did well, your team. David says, I think Eddie Howe picked the wrong team. We should have went for it instead, but keep passing it back to keep all the time and giving silly free kicks away. Yeah, I totally agree, mate. Gary says, funny how we keep saying we need dead Wood out the club, and yet we have a player who is called Wood, lol.
Oh, God.
Yeah, absolutely.
He doesn't score goals for us.
And we're at Tangi. He says, at least the dildo works with batteries. With Wood, there are no batteries included. Don't choke, Pete. Don't choke.
Oh, Jesus.
Harley, Sheffield Wednesday fan, your support was class tonight, lads. All the best. Thank you very much, Harley. Yeah,
Yes,
much
thank you.
appreciated, mate. I mean, you know, big up to you. You did well to beat us, and you know, good luck in the next round.
I hope you get Sunderland.
Yeah, and great to see you on here as well. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Great, thank you.
That's what
Decent
that's
squad.
What?
I just want to say, decent squad, decent manager, shit owner.
Yeah.
I kind of say something about Sheffield. Like, today, they obviously play better than us, but let's hope.
I know what you mean, Blakey.
I hope they get Sunderland at home. I hope Sheffield Wednesday gets Sunderland at Sheffield Wednesday, and then they beat Sunderland. And then there we go, like, well done. Like, at least we can support Sheffield at the minute, can't we?
Oh, that one from Blakey just there.
Yeah. Can't really read that one out, Pete. But,
Even John said, "Oh, who's this player?" Oh,
Foxy says Chip has made the point for me. Botman's still young as he still has a learning curve. Shaw was perfect for today and hasn't lost a game this season in Newcastle shirt. I think he meant Botman, yeah. Troll says you too, Harley. Yeah. Burner's better than Lewis too as well, says Tangi. Sefton says, my apologies, Pete. I'll send over the photo of my favourite dish next week. Up the wall with work at the moment. So there you are. He's going to send it over to you, Pete. Right, Lewis, give us your update, what your thoughts were on tonight's game.
Rubbish. What a waste of time watching that game. But I was watching on BBC One, as it was on BBC One. I found something what I found a bit strange. There was no goal line technology in today's game. Is that because of the League One team?
Yeah.
Or was that just because it was down that game?
Which game was that, sorry, Lewis?
It's our game.
Well, it was down the TV coverage.
No, the goal line technology we have in the Premier League.
Yeah. No, because it's not a Premier League ground.
But the championship teams have it.
Yeah, but they're League One.
Bloody typical, isn't it? But at least no. But I gotta admit, both like our goals should have been offside, and Sheffield's goal should have been offside. Well,
Yeah, I mean, 2 of them would have been offside.
Yeah, but like that's pretty usual with crap in the FA Cup.
Yeah, it's not great, Lewis. Not great at all. I mean, BS says, yeah, they can say it's about time we got Calamity Lascelles, tore up his contract, empty his lot, and give him directions to the job centre.
Yeah.
I won't disagree with you on that one, that's for sure. Tanji says, I think Eddie Howe knows where our priorities lie. He gave us and the owners a reality check if we get injuries or suspensions. Yeah, absolutely. Maybe that was why he played that weekend side. Who knows? There is no VAR in the English Cup, says Trolls. Yeah. Well,
yes,
there is, but in the Premier League ground.
Premier League ground. But guys, one thing, if Bournemouth were playing in the Cup, because they were a Premier League side, could they use VAR because already built inside the stadium?
Probably will.
Who, Bournemouth?
Yeah.
Well, Bournemouth can use it because they're a Premier League club, aren't they?
Yeah, but a team who was in the Premier League and then got relegated to the Championship, could they technically use it?
No, because this was a debate a few years ago. Man City went to Swansea City and beat them 3-2. Now, Sergio Aguero and Raheem Sterling both scored offside goals. And I remember when Shearer was summarising the game, I think it was at half time because we were 2-1 up, and that was through Sterling and Aguero. And Shearer said, why is there no VAR? And Gary Lineker said, well, there's no VAR because it's not a Premier League ground. And Shearer said, yes, but last season Swansea were a Premier League team. So it was a Premier League ground then. So why can't it be so why is it now all of a sudden not a Premier League ground? And I thought he was right what he said. I mean, last season when Liverpool went to Forest in the quarterfinals, they had VAR there because they had to put it in there. And that's why VAR went to Forest last season.
Yeah.
But as a general rule, it's only Premier League clubs, which I think is silly, really, to be fair.
Because if it was a Premier League ground when it's put in, surely they can just use the technology because it's bloody there. What's the point of having it in if you're not going to use it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Blakey says, should we beat Leicester on Tuesday? I love Man U in the semis. I fancy us over 2 legs. Do you know what? I would love a Man City derby with Man City and Man U, and I'd love to take Forest or Wolves, to be fair. Let them two fight it out. And I know what it'll be. It'll be a Newcastle City final. That would be fantastic.
And like this week, just looking at the fans who, let's say the 3,000 who go to every away game. If we get to the final, they get first dibs if they want to go to Wembley, if we get there, and then let the supporters who are season ticket holders get their chance to get tickets to go to Wembley, and then open it up to the rest of the fans.
Yeah, I would love to get, if we get to Wembley, I'll be there straight away.
Yeah, I'll try and get tickets.
Foxy says, no, I meant Shaw because he hasn't lost a game all season while playing. Very underrated still in the Prem, doesn't get the applauders he deserves. Yes, I know what you mean, Foxy, yeah, because he didn't play against Liverpool that night, neither did Botman. Yeah, absolutely. He doesn't get the applauders he deserves, I totally agree. And we got him for a hell of a fee for £3 million. That was only because of a relegation clause. Tanchi says, I'd love to beat Man United in the final. Do you know what? That would be even better, wouldn't it? That would make it even more sweeter. But I just think, if it was a Manchester derby, could Manchester United get past City? I'm not so sure that's the thing. You know, I know Marcus Rashford's on fire for Man U at the minute, but it's one of them. I don't know. I don't know if they would or not, but I doubt it very much. Blakey says, surely a Premier League ground is defined by Premier League games being played there. At time Hillsborough was a Premier League ground, but 20 plus years ago. Yeah, I know it's a stupid rule, I think, and I know some clubs can't accommodate VAR. That's the problem, because they were going to have it in the Championship playoff semi-finals. But when it came to Luton Town, they couldn't put the VAR in Luton Town because there was nowhere to put a big screen up to see if there was a decision being made. So they scrapped it for the semi-finals, but then brought it in the finals.
Yeah, but that's the
Um,
thing. Man U is a Premier League ground. They don't have any TVs in the ground.
Yeah, but they got a screen up though.
No, they haven't. They haven't got any.
Well, they got a scoreboard.
Yeah, but they haven't got a scoreboard, and that's it. Like Liverpool have it, and it sees VR check. Surely they can, if they have a scoreboard, they can just easily tune it.
I think at Man United, what they do is when there's a VAR check that goes on the advertising boards.
Because they're not doing it on the Championship then.
Some clubs can't accommodate. I don't know. I just don't think some clubs can accommodate it. Plus, some clubs won't pay the money for it either because you've got to pay for it as well.
Well, why can't the FA pay for it? Because technically, it's their system. It's like,
yeah, I see what you mean.
It's stupid, isn't it?
Jody says last season Liverpool had 34,500 tickets for their League Cup match. Wonder how many season ticket holders we currently have. I think
it's about 40. It's about 40.
I think so. I think around about that mark. Yeah, yeah. Because what annoys me in these cup finals is what they do is when you get the final, they give tickets to corporate people as well. And some of these people aren't even football. People are not even interested in football. And you think, you could give them to the fans. There's fans who would love to go there. But that's what they do. And it's, these sponsors, like whoever sponsors like the FA Cup, like Emirates. And, you got Carabao who sponsor the League Cup. They probably give tickets out and things like that. So EE probably give tickets out for them to go to Wembley. And it should just be for the fans of the two clubs, really. Tanji says, just shows when Lascelles plays, we get beat more than anything.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree. Joe Linton says, if we get Man U in the final, all their fans will not have to travel fast. They're all from London. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Too right. I mean, it'll just be jumping on the Silver Line and going to Wembley Park and jumping off. Is it the Silver Line? No, it's not. It's the
Jubilee.
It's the Jubilee Line, I think it is. Yeah.
I think because the Jubilee Line goes.
No, it's not. It's the Northern Line. It's the Northern Line as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be the Northern Line they'll get on. Yeah. The Brown Line. And yeah. But there's plenty brown in Manchester, that's for sure, especially on the United side. Hence why we call them Man U. But yeah, I mean, guys, if you like what you see, please hit the like button. It does help the channel on the search results and makes it found more easily. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, then please hit the subscribe button. It's free to do so. Helps the channel grow, and bell notification tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows as well. Got some more comments there. Charles says, Chelsea bidding for Thuram, now the ugly. Yeah, okay. Let's hope not. Andrew says, if we got Man U, which end will John sit in? The red end. Paul says, very good evening, everyone. Very good evening to you as well, Paul. I hope you're very well, mate.
Happy New Year, Paul.
You've just caught us. We're going to come to the end of the show now because we've been going for about an hour and 50 minutes, and then 28. Wow, we'll share. Thanks very much, Paul. Thank you, mate. So Bleaky says John will be in the posh seats. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, guys, I mean, we're going to go around the table and I'm going to get some predictions for Tuesday before we wrap up. Lewis, before you go, if you can give me your prediction and for Tuesday and give a shout out on your socials as well, please, mate.
Yeah. I'm going to go for an ugly 1-0 win to us.
1-0 win, yeah.
Unfortunately, and obviously I couldn't do like a reaction for after the game today because I was having my tea straight away.
Mm-hmm.
But as you can see, it's Newcastle Disabled Fans on YouTube, and I don't really have Twitter, but I'll just message you if I need to anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so if you want to find Lewis, check him out on his channel, and
I'm going to try and do a bit more. But obviously, I haven't had time today. Literally, it's been one of those things. I didn't have time to do a reaction. A preview because I was doing go-karting yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
arms are
absolutely.
bloody knackered and my back's sore. Yeah, but obviously, depends what team we play. If we play our strongest team, it will be our strongest team.
Yeah, yeah.
But remember, if you're in the UK, it's live on Sky Sports.
It is, yes, on
Oh.
Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. But thank you for coming on, Lewis.
Yeah,
And
I'll be in the green room and speak to you after.
okay, mate. Thanks very much, Lewis. See
No
you later, mate.
problem. See ya.
Bye. Right, people, come to you. What? Tuesday prediction for Tuesday, and then a shout out on all your socials and
I'll
channels.
say 2-0 to win on Tuesday. I think we'll go with our strong 11 as well. And socials, so YouTube, PD Proudlock. Feel free to subscribe. I'll probably bring a match review and play ratings out tomorrow. And socials, and so Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, PD Proudlock as well. So feel free to follow me on there as well.
Oh, thank you very much. Before I come to Mason, I'll just go through these few comments that's on here. B.R. Vaikens says, even though Lascelles is captain and played 90 minutes, Trippier done the interview after the game. Sums Lascelles up, doesn't it? Jody says, 2-0 win, Wilson and Miggy to score on Tuesday. Yep, that's a great score to have. Paul says, I was up Newcastle today, but field day. I was meant to pick up a car, never happened. Oh, no, mate. What happened there? Sorry to hear that. Paul says, all over Twitter, thanks very much, mate. Cheers for that. Troll says, great show. Take care, everyone, and have a great night. Yeah, you too, Trolls. And he's saying, take care to Sefton. Paul says, I did get green, white top and blue gold shirts at 7:30 a.m. Wow, was the shop open then, was it? That was early. Must have missed it. Oh, no, I haven't seen Sefton's comment there. Yeah, Mason, if you'd like to give a shout out on your socials, mate. And the score prediction as well for Tuesday.
Score prediction Tuesday, 2-0 Newcastle. And you can find us on Facebook, Mason Ford, and Instagram as well as Twitter.
Cheers, thank you very much, Mason. Yeah, I'm going to say I think 2-0 will win on Tuesday. I think Isak will get on the score sheet.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Bruno. So that's who I'm going for. But yeah, you can find me at on my current Twitter handle, which is TonyTony31. Give me a follow and I'll follow you back. Follow me on my channel, which I'm on now. If you like what you've seen on it, you're free to share any of my content anywhere on socials. If you want to get people to come on and watch the channel, bring you great content. Also, if you like what you see, please hit the like button. It does help the channel and the algorithms as well. So it really does help them, getting those likes and helps people find it more easily. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, then please hit the subscribe button. I've had a few tonight subscribing, so thank you very much to you who subscribed tonight. Means a lot. But yeah, feel free to subscribe. It's free to do so. And also hitting the bell button tells you when I've got shows coming up as well. Paul says, no, brother bought them, then he took me up for the car, which never happened. Oh, not great. David says, I'm going for 3-1 against Leicester. I'm going for Bruno G to score first. Leicester City to score first, and he says, I'm going for Bruno. Yeah, that's a great shout, that is. Yeah, guys, so we've had a disappointing day today in the FA Cup. We've got out on the third. I know you've done a Sinclair moment there. We got out in the third round again to League One opposition. Not great. Not a great day for us today. But there is brighter things around the corner. We've got a Carabao Cup quarter final coming up on Tuesday. So let's put the wrong right on Tuesday and let's see a better performance from the team. We've got a January window to look forward to as well. So just remember, we've got players who can still come in. It's a long window. And then we've also got the Premier League back next Sunday. A home game against Fulham at St James's Park on a Sunday afternoon. And lots to look forward to. And yeah, let's put the disappointment of the Cup behind us in the FA Cup for now and concentrate on the Carabao Cup let's see, bounce back ability on Tuesday. That's what we want to see. And it's onwards and upwards. How we are the lads, up the Maggies. Nobody's going to bring us down. We got beat off Liverpool. We came back after that game and got back. Well, we didn't win, but we got a couple of draws and then we started winning. So let's have this kick up the backside to put us back on track again, and let's go back on a long unbeaten run. But until then, guys, stay safe, have a great evening, and we will see you later on the next show. Thank you. Bye-bye for now.